Paradigms, what are they? They're a multitude of habits, but they're other people's habits that have been passed down from one generation to the next. I was not very bright. I didn't have a whole lot going for me. I had no formal education. I had never had a good job in my life. I was broke. I was earning $4,000 a year. I owed $6,000. I was unhappy. I mean, my life was totally screwed up. And when Ray said to me, if you do exactly what I tell you, you can have anything you want. I did not believe that. But this guy spoke with such conviction, I believed he believed it. And I started to do what he told me. And like this, my life started to change. I knew I wasn't lucky. It took me 9.5 years. And when I figured it out, it was so obvious and it was so simple. All I wanted to do was teach it.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. Some years ago, the late Nobel Prize-winning Dr. Albert Schweitzer was being interviewed in London, and a reporter asked him, "Doctor, what's wrong with men today?" And the great doctor was silent a moment, and then he said, "Men simply don't think."
I followed the direction of people that knew exactly what to do. And it's through the repetition of these ideas that my life changed. I believe that anyone here can accomplish anything they dream of accomplishing if they follow certain rules. Now, if you don't follow the rules, it ain't going to happen. Just seeing it over and over again, every day, repetition, over and over, living with it. And you're going to try and talk yourself out of it, like the paradigm talks to you. It'll try and talk you out of it. Yet will tell you you don't have to do this. This isn't necessary. But you've got to make the decision you're going to shift the paradigm. And when you move on to the new frequency, it gets a little scary because you've never been there before. Adapt to the change that's taken place in your environment. Then and only then are you going to see the next step. When you start talking to people about doing something they have never dreamed of, they're going to look at you thinking you're losing it. They just don't know. Our only problem is ignorance. That's the only problem we've got. It doesn't matter how many people have been trying for how long. That doesn't make any difference. You can make the difference. Milt was 13 years old living in Jersey. Bob Mathias won the gold medal in the decathlon in 1948 in London. Milt made up his mind he was going to do what Mathias had done. And he was saying, "We are the greatest in the world." And his grandmother said, "Milt, maybe this isn't for us." He said, "Grandma, we're not doing it. I'm doing it." In 1952, Milt went to Helsinki, and unfortunately, Mathias wasn't satisfied with one gold. He wanted another one. And Mathias stood on the top step in Helsinki, got the gold. Milt was on the second step. He got the silver. But he said, "I made up my mind when I was on that second step that the next one would be mine." He was too big. They said he would never be able to do high hurdles. Now, that meant he had to train every day, all day, for 4 years. And in 56, when he went to Melbourne, Australia, and one of the guys said, "Milt, what do you think is going to happen?" He said, "You've wasted your time coming. This one's mine." And he won the gold. If you just make up your mind you're going to do it, the way will be shown, but you've got to have the courage to step out and do it.
It's not who you are that holds you back. We have infinite potential. We literally can do whatever we want. And it's not about what does it cost? What can I fit into my budget? It's about what do you really want? The paradigm and how it's lodged in the subconscious mind. It's the emotional part of our being, and that's what controls our actions. When we share our weaknesses, what does it do? They don't seem so bad. And then we get it out there, and then we can change it. That's what this weekend is about.
3, 2, 1, shebang! There we go. Did you yell at home? Hopefully you yelled at home. I get to take pictures of people every day. I wake up every day. I'm psyched. I love it. I think I got the best job in the world. I love doing what I do.
When you have a dream, people will line up behind you to help you. And as Bob said, there isn't a person in this room that doesn't have a book in them or multiple books in them.
My vision now is to ensure every child gets access to an education.
Like this writing thing that we're doing, it seems so unrelated to our dream, you know, but it's like the wax on, wax off deal. You know, it really is.
Really pay attention to this, because this could change the direction of your life like night and day. I know it changed mine when I first learned it, and you will too. You got to go to a higher frequency. What you see, the thoughts that you need to manifest the picture that you painted in words last night are up on a higher frequency, and your thinking is down here. It isn't going to fly. That dog doesn't hunt. You got to change it. We're going to show you how to do that. Paradigms, what are they? They're a multitude of habits, but they're other people's habits. Think. The laws are exact. The laws of your being is perpetual increase, progress, growth. When one good is realized, another desire for greater good will develop. And when a higher state is reached, another more glorious state will unfold. It'll unfold your vision, and it'll urge you on and on. Hence, the advancing life is the true life. That's what it's all about.
Check us out at ProctorGallagherInstitute.com for tips, tools, and resources.